I'm Ethan Downing.
And I'm Robert Kirkendall III.
Thank you, all two of you, for sticking with us on this adventure. Yeah, we're... so, hopefully by now, we'll be on Spotify. So it'll be a new, interesting development.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully by the time that this is going to come out. So you won't have to see our ugly mugs on screen anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we're losing so many viewers.
Yeah, totally. So, I wanted to tell you the story about me slipping on ice. I got 2 Band-Aids on my hands.
Yeah.
I slipped on ice really bad. Yeah.
Like,
so
let me see him again. Real quick. Where'd you put? You got one on. Show me.
One right here, and then one right here. Yeah.
Was it just the palm?
Yeah. So the area on the edge of the driveway where it slopes onto the street. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Anyways,
so
tell the story.
No. So that area, that little sloping thing was in the backyard, leading up to the deck. Leading up to the shed, and the shed was really low, so you had to duck into it, and it was pressed up against the side of the house. I needed to spray in there, and I just had my little rodent bag because I do pest control. For those of you who don't know, and I hit the ice before I knew it, and it was sloped. So I hit it, and I fell into it. I fell into almost like a pit type thing.
Dang.
And when I hit it, when I slipped on this thing, I slipped like Joe Pesci in Home Alone. I slipped my whole body was off the ground. You know what I mean? Where your whole, your legs, my legs were above my head.
You're like a cartoon for a second.
I know, and I thought that only happens in movies. I've never seen anyone ever fall like that. I've never seen anyone go legs over, you know what I mean? I've never seen that happen. And then I landed, and I your hands are by your side, and I just skidded on the ground naturally, and my hands got all bloody. Yeah, it was the worst. It's actually the hardest, and I slapped the back, but luckily, right before my head slapped the ground, there was hard concrete there, so I hit it on that. Yeah. instead of the soft grass, 6 inches above.
Did the
hat
family
fell off too?
Oh man! Did the family come out and really oh my gosh, are you okay? Or do they just yell at you for laying down? Get back to work! What are you doing?
We're paying you, slave. We're spray our yard. No, but it was. They didn't even see it actually because I was at an area in the backyard they might not have seen from their window. You know. But
dude,
man, it was hazardous. It took me over. It didn't even give me the chance to slip. Slipped before a slip that was so instantaneous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when you step on ice and you're oh, a little, whoa. I didn't even get that. It was straight to firmly on your feet to. I was
wow.
It took someone grabbed my ankles and just went just pulled them.
Dude,
it was crazy, dude.
It's funny to think how you could have worked that though to your advantage to get I'm so hurt. Can I just rest inside the house for a bit? And then before you know, they're making you a meal. But
yeah, well, I didn't want to get in trouble by you're not supposed to ask customers for stuff. You're not supposed to ask.
Well, don't ask. I just mean hospitality. You know what I mean? You don't ask.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know that method where people don't ask, but they ask "Oh, is that? Oh, you got all that food? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You got all that food. That's really cool."
I'm gonna go eat garbage on 5th Street. So. Yeah, probably the food, the same type of food that you guys are gonna throw away.
Enjoy the food that you're eating right now. You're hey, actually, can I pray over the food real quick, just for you guys though, the food that you guys are gonna eat.
I'm gonna pray that Lord, you enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you for this food that they're gonna enjoy all on their own.
Thank you for charity, people giving food freely to others. I now understand why people die when they fall. The whole life alert thing where people are I've fallen and I can't get up. I always was that's so crazy. I've never fallen and had it been bad enough to where it could end my life. But I thought for a sec, I'm like, man, if I hit my head just right, that could have been it, you know.
One time, but it's different though, because like again, you slipped on ice, like that's a dramatic fall, dude. The life alert people, like help by falling, I can't get up, dude. They've slipped in the kitchen, okay? Like they had like, dude, have you seen the one where she's like going to get like cookies or something, and then she slips? Dude, what if she had the cookies with her? They like all fall on her. Oh, I can't get up. But no, dude, I've fallen down the stairs so intensely that like I've almost hit the back of my head like so many times, like the back of my neck. You know what I mean? And every time though, I've been really lucky to like catch myself. You know,
my head and my neck was the first thing to touch the ground.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. What did that feel like, by the way?
It felt like in Mortal Kombat when they like grab you, lift you up, and like slam you down. You know what I mean? like someone was throwing me to the ground, like with the force and inertia of being like propelled towards the ground. Not like just falling, not just like, oh, I fall, like I fell over.
Yeah.
Like, someone threw me, like I got shot with a shotgun and like fell back or something like that. Like, I get it now.
I can't imagine you hitting the back of your head and getting up right away. Like, how long did you lay there?
I mean, I laid there. Well, I slid in. Thing is, once I hit, I smacked the ground, and then I slid for like another foot. So like, I slapped, and then I was like, and like sparks were flying from my hands as I was like. Yeah, no, but I was on the ground for like probably like 20, 30 seconds, and I got up because I was just like,
dude, that's a 2 minute at least lay down on the ground for 2 minutes. That's just like.
I was on the job, man. What am I supposed to do?
Dude, come on. Don't even... That guy who got hit by a door, dude, he laid on the ground for a while.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I was at a cement factory, and a guy got hit with a pallet, like, so hard that he laid on the ground and cried for half an hour.
Dude, and that's what I mean, though, dude. You could easily have sat there for, like... How long is too long though? Because I feel like at 4 minutes that's a good amount, right? 5 minutes.
Well, I just started working full time. I feel like that's something you can only do after like a month in or a few weeks in at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that guy also might have been a temp.
We were all temps.
Which is funny to think that he had taken that hit for a temp job, but no.
I was right there
with him. What I'm saying is, yeah. At what point though, like, are you like, all right, like that, okay, you've been laying on the ground for too long versus like too little. Dude, 20, 30 seconds. I mean, I don't know what forced you to get up at that? Like, why? Nobody's watching you. Why get up so quickly?
Because there was like a lot of like dirt and mud and like sticks and like rusty equipment that was there.
You slid into the grass? I
slid into the rusty shed. Filled with like it was like a bunch of broken like stuff. Like it was like there was like cinder blocks like turned over. There was like, I don't know. I was worried about getting infected or just like laying. Luckily, I did absolutely nothing to prevent infection, so I'm okay.
Dude, it's so funny to do. What if you had slid into like a pile of needles and you're like, oh god, I should probably
like this is at least a 2 or 3 minute lay from the fall.
No, dude, into a pile of needles, I would quit the job. Seriously. I hate needles. I would quit the job on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If my job was just to take a needle, like take an IV, like in your arm once a day, would you do it if it was like a day's worth of pay?
No.
Oh, dang.
Nope.
I would do it once an hour. For
Working is not that bad. But also, you got to keep in mind, though, because in the same sense, like, if I said, hey, I would, like, if somebody fed you, like, a vegan burger, would you do that once an hour? Like, I would do that every 10 minutes if I got paid a normal job.
I don't even like vegan burgers, and I would do it just to eat, just because. Just why not, right?
Well, dude, I don't... Go ahead.
I would have crazy dumps. Like, crazy dumps. I mean, imagine if you had a vegan burger every hour on the hour. Oh, my gosh. Dude. Like, the dumps you would have would be ridiculous.
Dude, how much would someone have to pay you to supersize you? Like, to go supersize me on McDonald's? Like,
you're saying to do the month-long McDonald's Supersize Me challenge?
Yeah. You can't even get supersize anymore, so we're gonna say like a large and then also a small to supersize.
Man, probably like 10 grand for the month. Probably
10, dude. Someone would just have to buy the McDonald's and I'd do it.
Someone just have to.
Someone just have to put up the money to eat so I could eat the McDonald's and I'd do it.
Oh yeah. Well, because 10 grand because I know that I'm gonna gain a significant amount of weight that I can't afford to gain right now, and so I'm like that part is gonna suck. I know I'm gonna hate myself. I know I'm probably gonna spend like 2 years trying to lose weight afterwards.
It's not that bad. You think it's
no,
that
dude?
bad?
I don't want to be fat though. Imagine if you were like fat,
Dude,
fat to where it's a problem. You know
hold up.
I mean?
You think I would get fat, or you would get fat to where it'd be a problem off of the Super Size Me challenge?
The guy who did the Super Size Me thing gained like 40 pounds.
And so you'll gain 40 pounds. You can't, I don't know.
He was in shape. I'm already fat before the thing starts. I'm already fat. I can't start it when you're like on like the.
You're already
maybe you should lose weight. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should wait till next month. I can't start at that point and then gain 30 pounds because then I'll be fatter than I've ever been. And I've been doing intermittent fasting actually, and I'm down to 208, and I was at 212. So I'm slowly.
Wow! Congratulations.
Slowly losing.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you been?
What?
At? What are you like?
Me, weight wise?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I bet you're like 170 or something.
I do 170? So? No, I'm like 140. I think last time I measured.
What?
Weight.
No way.
Yeah.
Because I knew you were shorter than me, so I knew and you're leaner, so I knew it was going to be significantly lower. But I didn't know you were 140.
Yeah, dude. Seriously. Yeah.
That's nice.
Like the thing is, the last time I weighed myself, I just don't ever weigh myself. The last time I did, I was 140.
No, is that where you think you're at now, though? Do you think you're still at that?
Well, that's the thing.
Or maybe 145.
Maybe 145, maybe 150, maybe. If I don't know, it wouldn't. I'm definitely not 170. I can tell you that.
I don't act like 170 is crazy.
No.
170 for me is like best shape of my life.
No, what? Yeah, but you're also like what? You're what?
I'm 5'10".
5'10", so you're 2 inches taller than me. Also, keep in mind,
that's not that much though.
No. I'm saying I would like to be. Dude, if I was 170, but like a swole 170, that'd be nice, dude. A good 170.
Well, dude, muscle weighs more than fat. That's what they say.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. I could get 170 if I start working out. I could get that. I could get that Stallone body, like what? Like Rambo 2 Stallone. By the way, what's the best Stallone you think? What, Rambo 2 or Rambo 3?
Are we ranking his muscles? Because I don't want to do
body.
that.
Rank his body right now, Ethan.
I don't want to rank Stallone's body.
What do you think is like more indestructible though? Like, where do you think he's at like his prime? Like, this is peak Stallone.
I mean, I don't know, because I feel like the prime for an athlete or just like, you know what I mean, like a man in general, is going to be someone that is past their rookie newcomer years, like young, past your like young. Like teens and early 20s, but then like not over 35 because then you lose a step, you like kind of get old. So it's like in the, I don't know, anywhere from like 25 to 35 is like, I feel like the prime of your life.
What I mean is where do you think Stallone hit like his prime? Like oh, this is peak Stallone.
I'd say probably in that range, probably like 25 to 35. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he was the thing. The problem with him though is he's not a normal human. He's been ripped and had muscles from like age 14 to like 54, so it's like it's a lot harder to tell, and he's not like competing at we can't like look at his stats like Brady, you know what I mean? So it's
but I mean, muscle wise, I think Stallone 3 is like Stallone 3. Rambo 3 is like
in terms of like the pictures for the DVD cover, each one got more and more ridiculous in terms of like how much they stressed them out. Like the first one, it just showed him in like a tank top, like in the woods, and the second one showed him like with a gun, like kind of like okay, like got the muscles. Third one just showed him going like this, like you know what I mean, like just like
was just
purposely flexing.
He was just in the Mr. Universe contest, like doing like a flex.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, the third one is like I feel like Rambo 3 is like Rambo on crack. Like it's the most gung ho, like we're gonna go for it Rambo movie by far.
Rambo 3. a lot of people consider it before Rainbow 5 came out, a lot of people considered it the weakest of the series.
Yeah.
I think, all right, for me, this is how it goes in terms of like how much I love them. It goes 2, then 1, then 4, then 3, then 5. 5 for me is all the way above.
Really? I feel like I haven't seen 5.
Have you seen Last Blood? If you see it,
I own it. I own it though.
I don't know, dude. I almost regret
ever
seeing it. It'll hurt. It hurts the legacy of Rambo.
Where's it at, dude? I literally have them all on DVD somewhere over here. But yeah, dude, oh, it's right here, dude. Yeah, I have them all right here, all 5 of them. Which, by the way,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah. Even that one, they like super emphasize.
Dude, look at the emphasis is on the muscles.
Look at those lats, man. You might as well call it just lat pull down. That's what you might just call it.
Dude, yeah, dude.
The name of this movie is Lat Pull Down.
Dude, I go... See, I really like the Rambo 1, 2, and I really like Rambo 4 a lot.
I think almost everybody agrees 4 is better than 3.
Yeah, I would say... I might even put 4 the best, because I do think 4... He talked about it, too. 4 is his favorite. Because 4
seems like more of a more legitimate, like realistic action movie.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Some people would almost consider the first one as a drama because there's so much about it in terms of like, and I would still consider it an action because of the action sequences and because Stallone is an action hero. But like, there was more dramatic elements to it than any of the others, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Because like, there's a lot of things that they're dealing with. They're dealing with like veterans returning home from Vietnam, like people, which is a part of history that I always forget about. I never forget about Vietnam or like the Vietnam veterans, but I always forget about how people like to wear an American flag was like controversial, like in 1975. Like that's like such a weird thing to think about, you know? Whereas like, I don't know if it necessarily has the same like meaning as it does then.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I feel like it's weird to me too how this is like the movie First Blood is literally about like a conservative sheriff. Right, like clearly a very conservative sheriff who's like, we don't want your kind here, but he's talking to like a
conservative,
like a
maybe
war hero.
More just in like that he doesn't want things to like change in his town.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, like a conservative kind of values type of person, you know, not conservative like politically.
But I get what he meant though. Like he kind of felt like Rambo was gonna be a troublemaker. He was gonna, and I totally get that. To be honest, I really get that.
I mean,
like,
I don't know, dude.
When I was in Camp Lejeune, people would look at Marines as like trouble. You're trouble. You're gonna like.
What, dude?
If I let you into this bar, you're gonna smash bottles. You're gonna bang chicks. It's not gonna be good for anybody. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude,
like I got told to leave a store. I don't know if you knew that. When I was in Camp Lejeune, it happened to me. It happened only once.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Come on, dude. Okay, look, here's what I feel about that, right? The guy may have had like a point, maybe he's going to cause some trouble, but he hadn't even walked in the town yet to cause the trouble, right? You can't. Like,
and he also
somebody.
misread him. The character of John Rambo was not like I'm gonna party because I'm having such a great time in life type of. It's like it's like I'm depressed. The last guy I knew in the force is dead now. Like I'm just a lonely rambler. Like he was just looking to like get a bite to eat and then just keep walking until he found something else.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's what I mean. But you also can't.
It's a total misread.
You can't prosecute somebody of a crime they also haven't committed yet. Like he was like, "You're gonna come in this town and blah blah blah," and I'm like, dude, what? He hasn't done any. He walked in the town. Imagine if you walked in the door and someone's like, "All right, you're under arrest," and you're like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, because of what you're going to do." That's now ridiculous.
I do understand maybe the cop doing that if Rambo was at a bar and got in an argument with someone there. Then I could see them maybe then.
Or if he got into a fight,
the next town.
Or if he got into a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, like if he did something, but he didn't do anything. The whole point is that he literally just got into the town. I also love how he literally though, like for real, it's hilarious to me that he took on that full police force, like no problem. Like I mean that's the whole point.
The thing is that my dad brought this up to me when, because I didn't understand why the cop was acting like this. So, like in small towns, and I've noticed it here too, living in a small town for the first time in my life, is that like cops are a little bit more on a power trip in a small town. Yeah. Whereas like a cop in like Manhattan or a cop in like LA they deal with people telling them to go F themselves every day. Every day, someone's like, "Screw you, pig!" Like, you know what I mean? Whereas, like, in like a small town like here in Ephraim, Utah, like people are like, "Hey, officer, how's it going?" Like, "Oh, did you catch any speeders today?" Like, it's all fun and games. It's all fun. Like, it's all like, "Oh, thank you for your service." It's all, and so it's like the first pushback you ever get at the job, first time in like 2 years maybe that someone's mouthing off to you, you like way overreact to it because it's like you're not used to that kind of disrespect.
Yeah.
And I think that. And you're also like, this is my town, my rules type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a little bit more than like an area that has 100,000 people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude. It's just so silly though. Like, I don't know.
It is silly. I'm not justifying it, but I'm just saying I get the stereotype fits. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. For sure.
A small town, more.
Dude, my stepdad said that sometimes he would get pulled over because they knew who he was, and they didn't like him. Like, that's why they'd pull him over. They
live in a small town.
Yeah, that's where he was from, dude. Gardner is a small town. I mean, when he lived there, it was like I didn't know he was from Gardner. Yeah, it was like a really small town when he lived there. Like, they were like, dude, it was such a small town. He said there was only one black family, and like that in the '90s. In the '90s, can you imagine that?
Well, I don't know. It's like it's weird because it's like it takes a while for things to make a shift, you know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, I imagine there's certain like little pockets of stuff like that.
That's kind of weird, though. I don't know. That's crazy.
Black people also generally like to live in like more urban areas, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more common.
It's more common,
and I don't blame them. Like, a lot of the black people I knew when I was in the military, they all loved being in big cities. They all loved subways, subway trains. They all loved public transportation. Well, like, they like the opportunities, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, statistically speaking, you're going to have more people, like more of everybody, more white people live in, big areas because that's, right, like that's the number, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like if 9 million people live in Manhattan right now? Or in New York, I mean?
I guess so. I mean, it just in the whole metropolitan area.
Well, yeah, what I mean is, I can't remember what the number is, but I'm saying, say it's like 40
million. Let's say it's 9 million. Let's say it's 9 million.
Yeah. I'm saying if you have 9 million living there versus like a small town where if you got 100 small towns together, they still would not equal 9 million people. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that attract people to a big city that doesn't attract people to like Johnson, Kentucky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like in New York, there's like a fashion industry. There's like a television industry. There's all kinds of cool things that are in big cities that aren't in small areas. You know? I
just mean like you're gonna look. If you look at the stats, I'm saying more white people live in big cities, more black people, more Hispanics, more. You know what I mean? Everybody, because they're big cities, right? Like that's you know,
that is true.
So I just mean like it's weird to me that specifically because you also look though like in the South though they might have like more black people who live in like tinier towns, but in the North it's like there's not.
Yeah, there's a lot more black people in the South, in the American South for sure than anywhere else in America, I think.
Which is so, I don't know, it's so weird to me like that's still a thing. You know, I don't know.
Well, I don't think it's that weird. I mean, it's not uncommon for families to stay in an area, in a county, in a state for generations and generations. Like my family,
I guess that's
lived
true.
in Phoenix City, Alabama for like 6 generations. My grandfather was like the one to move away because they were like the Rothschilds of Phoenix City. They had like,
the Rothschilds.
I went to Phoenix City. There was a business that was downing something. Like, dude. So they were like a big deal in that town. And which Phoenix City, it is a small city. It's not like small enough to be a town. It's like 40, 50,000. It's not like a crazy, big place. But my grandfather moved away, and then for like 2 generations they were in Florida, and then my dad moved away, and it's not crazy to think that a family can stay in an area especially back when it was harder to. It's a lot harder to pack up and move everything in the 1920s. You know what I mean?
I guess that's just crazy. Like for me now, in the sense of like the mobility that we have in terms of like moving places. A
lot of people don't like to move either. It's like all my friends are here. Well, everything I like is here.
Dude, my grandfather or like somebody, I can't remember. It's on my grandma's side or my mom's side. But somebody in our family actually founded a town in Kansas. And they have like a whole like memorial to them, and like half of my family parents are like buried in this like this cemetery, and it's so funny.
In Missouri?
It's in Kansas.
No way. Do you know the name of the town?
No, I don't off the top of my head. But anyways, I know our last name used to be the Walters. That was like my
For your mom's side?
Yeah, my mom's. So because that's Robinson, but my mom's mom, that was her dad's name. So like 3 generations ago. But yeah, anyways, and it's funny to me though how you're kind of right about something that I think you kind of touched on, which was the people still stay kind of where we're at. Like even though, so we don't still live in that town, obviously, but like my great grandma, she moved somewhere in Kansas, but kind of close to Kansas City. And then my grandma, she moved somewhere in Kansas, but not, close to Kansas City, but not where my grandma lived. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we don't necessarily live all in the same city, but we've all kind of lived in the same area,
And I get why. I used to think, like, oh, why not live in a small town? And living in a small town, you realize the lack of opportunities, just even job-wise, you have is amazing. Like, I have to drive an hour and 15 to work because there's no jobs in my county, let alone my town. And there are jobs, but it's like working at Little Caesars for $8 an hour, 20. You know what I mean? It's like not like
dude, you can't even
not jobs I could live off of.
You can't even buy a little hot and ready for that, dude.
I could buy one an hour. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, and that aspect of it, living in the suburbs, even there's a lot. Like, dude, the idea that like there's not like a neighborhood gas station. It's just like there's 40 gas stations.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. There's not like one that everyone goes to. It's like even that I kind of miss a little bit.
I do feel like the one nice thing about small towns is the communal aspect. Like you just said, everybody goes to this one gas station. I do think that's kind of nice in like a weird way. Now, do I think I want to live there for the rest of my life? Probably not. But do I think it'd be nice to experience, every now and then? Yeah.
I think every American should live in small town America and in urban America at least once. Like, at least a chunk of time. You know what I mean? Even for you to like live in middle of nowhere, wherever, for 6 months would be you'd at least get to see what that side of life is like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I know for sure. I mean, I'd like to in the future.
Nothing would like. I was gonna say nothing would like immensely like surprise you. I mean, it is what you think it is, but it's like the feeling that you have is what.
Well, every place is different. Like I remember when I visited the Ozarks. Actually, no, I went to Springfield, not the Ozarks. When I went to Springfield, though, they had this cool. We stayed in this city that was adjacent to Springfield, so we actually stay in Springfield. But it's this really tiny city on the lake, or like a lake near there, and it was really cool because there's this coffee shop, the only coffee shop like in town that was up at like in the morning, and I'd go there when I was there for like 5 days, and it was so cool to see like the same people there every day. You know what I mean? And we have that here, like in Olathe, but it just wasn't the same though. You know what I mean? Like there is a difference to it that I think is really nice.
Yeah. That being said, I still think I always want to live in either suburban or urban America.
Yeah,
for the rest of my time.
You're gonna live in Rosemont, dude. Remember?
Yeah, Rosemont. For those who don't know, is this like nicer? I might have to graduate up to Rosemont. I might have to like live in I don't know. Roosevelt, and then graduate up to Rosemont or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, Rosemont's like the nicest. Well, you could live in Oak Park. You think Oak Park's the way to start out?
Oak Park is so. Me and my wife keep going back and forth between this. It's like because I kept thinking, oh, Oak Park's close to the city, but it's like kind of nice. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cool. And then I was watching the documentary on R. Kelly, and I found out he like was a gangbanger and got molested in Oak Park when he was a kid. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, no, now I have to rethink everything because like Ernest Hemingway grew up there, and like I don't know when did he die? Or is he still alive?
Well, he lived. No, he died in the 60s. He committed suicide. Actually, he was
so
there,
like him growing up there in like the 20s probably would have been a nice like American dream type of place. But like
actually, I think he grew up there in like 1910. Like the 1900s, because he left, I think, for World War I.
Was he born? You think he was born in like 1900 and then died in like 1960 something?
Yeah, so he was born because he was a.
Let me look it up.
He was an ambulance driver though in Italy during World War I.
That's really cool.
Isn't that sick though? That's the sickest job, dude. Seriously, I wish I could be an ambulance driver.
So he was born in 1899. And he died in 1961. So yeah, I guess you're right. Early 1900s, 1920s, or 1910s. Yeah, but so it's like that's a whole different Chicago.
Yeah,
Oak Park might have actually been a small town with nothing around it outside of Chicago. Because how each city keeps growing, and so like the space in between towns becomes more and more like non-existent. Wait, that's the thing that I noticed about towns here. There's so much empty space in between towns.
When was his birthday, dude? He would have seen the Great Chicago Fire, I think.
I'm pretty sure that was 1896. Let me see. His July 21st. When was the Chicago Fire? The Chicago Fire was actually October 8th, 1871.
Oh man, I was way off.
We both thought it was 1890s.
Yeah, I was way off, dude.
Did you know the Moody Church that Dwight L. Moody founded in Chicago? That's still in existence today. He founded it, and it got burnt down in the 1860s, and then it got burnt down again in the Chicago Fire, and they rebuilt it both times in less than a year.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. That's dedication.
And then they teared down the one from the 1870s to put like a nicer one. And then that one has been around for like over 100 years. That's the one that I think me and you went to. So it's like away from Moody campus. It's like 5-6 blocks away.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's the largest church building that doesn't. It's the largest church dome without like supporting columns in the middle, like in the country.
Wow,
which is like a weird stat, but
it's weird that did they just say that like during service? By the way,
you notice how big that room is? It's like almost like a football arena.
No, it's huge. I just mean, like, when do you find that out? Like, did you go on, like, a tour? Like, I mean, what? You always have, like, these little stats.
After thousands of people walking in and out of it throughout decades and decades, someone's like, I think this is the largest building I've been in. It doesn't have, like, a big column blocking your view.
You think someone just, like, pulled that, though? Like hey, they just started running with it?
I've tried to find pictures of the exit signs in Moody Church because I thought the exit signs were the craziest looking exit signs I'd seen in my entire life.
Did you show them to me?
I showed them to you when we were there. I was like, oh, look at those. And you were like, oh, no way. Because the reason why they're cool is because it's literally a wooden box with frosted glass painted red that says exit in nice old like early turn of the century letters, and then a candle inside.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe like it was a candle originally and they replaced it with like an electric candle. But still though, like the fact that they had that fancy of an exit sign, I was the only one who was like, I'm the only one noticing this. Like, you know what I mean?
It's probably a fake candle now though.
It probably was. But I'm saying that at one point there probably was a real candle in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's still really cool.
Dude,
that they have exit signs like that.
We gotta create like a sign for our store. And we gotta have like a giant sign, right? And it'll be like a frosted box with like the name, like, I don't know, Downkirk store. And then we'll have a bunch of candles in it. We'll have to like light the candles every day just to put it in there.
We have to hire. We have to hire hire a candle boy.
Yeah, we have to refer to him as a candle boy.
We have to put like an ad in Craigslist for like a candle boy, and then we hire him, and he comes in, and he's like 46, and we're like, candle boy, light the candle now before the podcast.
He's got to wear like a little suit and everything with like a little bow tie.
Come back at 5:35 sharp, or your job is gone. We pay him in like 1800s money too, like 10 cents an hour.
That'd be funny, dude. We don't even pay him in cash. We just pay him in popcorn.
Dude, there was dude. You know what I think is kind of crazy is back in the Depression, they would pay people in food. Like, you get to be a waiter at this restaurant, and you get your wages for that day is a bowl of soup. That's what you get paid. Like,
I mean, that's a little low, dude. That bowl of soup better be like freaking gold, dude. But like, it makes sense though, in the sense of like,
because people are starving.
Well, that's what I was about to say, dude. It makes sense in the sense that like, okay, if I'm going to go buy food anyways with this money, then why wouldn't I just get it from somebody who can make better food than the food I'm going to go buy?
Did they have welfare programs back then? Like, did they have unemployment?
No, I think that's why.
They had a bread line. Remember they had the bread line?
I think that's why those things started. Was so that didn't happen again, or that was the idea?
Was from that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, you know, so many things that we do now, we don't even realize kind of came from that period.
someone had to die for this thing to have to exist. Like, you know, like I always think about that. Like whenever there's some sort of safety thing, like on the lathe, they have that big like plastic shield that you put up, you know, fiberglass shield. And like some guy had to take a log to the face for this to like be a thing. You know what I mean? Like same thing with like airbags. Like so many people had to get like impaled by their steering column for like them to put a bag in. Like,
well, not impaled. So. They could just ran their face on it and broken their nose.
No, I don't know if you knew that, but steering wheels would commonly go right through the middle of your chest because they had the lap belts that only covered your waist, your whole. You know what I mean? Your whole torso.
What do you mean a steering wheel would go through their chest?
Like the horn would be inside them. Like the little part in the middle would be inside their chest, literally. And then the ring would like break in their like collarbone and their ribs and everything.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
I'm telling you that happened for real because they also didn't have Volvo was the first one to create collapsible steering columns. You know, like and crumple zones. They were the first ones to create crumple zones. You know, like your car will crumple around you and stuff.
Crumple when you hit it. Yeah.
They didn't have that because I was always wondering that because like it used to be that like that's what they always say like those old cars are so sturdy, they're so durable. It's like yes, because they had no.
They didn't have safety measures.
They didn't have like
dude.
Yeah, because it used to be like everyone would die, but the cars would look all right. Now the cars look awful, but all the people are okay. So it's like
that's it. Me and you joked about that. We were like, if we ever get in an accident in your old car, we were like, you know, you're like the car will be fine. Like the car will be good enough to drive, but we'll just rattle around inside until we're dead. You know, you're like, I mean, seriously, that's what you know what I mean. Oh yeah, dude. Could you imagine your dad like cleans off the steering wheel after it impaled you? And he's like, yeah, it's all good to go. I'm just going to drive it out of here. Doesn't even clean the blood off the windshield.
He's like, well, I mean, the World of Wheels show is next week. I mean, you want me to just go? I mean,
dude, do you remember?
He would want me to go. He would want me to go.
Do you remember when we were going to go to that Oldsmobile convention in Michigan?
Yeah, dude. I've been wanting to go to that convention for years. Literally for 4 years now, I've wanted to go.
Dude, did they have
so I wanted to go in. Sorry, I wanted to go in 2017. That was the first year I found out about it, and then I couldn't go because I didn't have any money at the time. And I wanted to go in 2018 and 2019, but I missed it because I was in the military. And in 2020, I was still in the military, but I was like, I'm saving up money. I'm going to do it. And then COVID happened, and they canceled it, and they canceled the one in 2021 as well. And I couldn't go to the one in 2022 because I was in the process of getting married. And so, dude, I might still be able to go to the 2023 one.
That'd be sick, dude.
But then, I don't know, though. It's weird because then I feel bad going to a cool convention when, like, there's so many family and friends that I need to see first, you know? Like, sorry I haven't seen you in 6 years. I was busy going to an Oldsmobile convention in Lansing, Michigan. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Have you been at a museum?
No. I haven't.
They have an Oldsmobile museum that's really cool. They have like, I don't know. When me and my dad went, there was no one there, but it's still kind of cool. I think it's run by the state, so.
So they're gonna be funded like, forever.
I mean, if it was funded by donations or by like charging admission, I don't know if they'd be in business still. So. It's still kind of cool. I mean, Oldsmobile is the biggest brand that no one's heard of. It really is. Like, think about a brand that was number one, the first made Chrysler. The first mass. No, it made the first mass-produced car in America. It literally did. The Oldsmobile Runabout. It made the very first. It was the first American car company ever to ever make cars in 1897. And it was like the first in like so many things. You know that the first ever. I wanted to find the book, but I couldn't find it because it's out of print. But there was a book called From Sea to Sea in 1903, and it's about the first ever trip from coast to coast in an automobile in 1903.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was about these two guys that they planned their route. They knew each town they were going to stop at. They had people like bring gas to those in the middle of nowhere towns, and they had to like push the car through the desert, through the Mojave Desert. They had to like push it across rivers and like places where there was no roads. They followed train tracks in some areas, and they They went through like 6 sets of tires. You know, they like
Wow.
they had like a bag. They had like a toolbox full of spare parts, just in case things would break on them.
Dude,
And it took them like 4 months to do. It took them like a long time.
Can you imagine for a second though? Like you're out of the car pushing it, and you still count that as like driving the car through the Mojave Desert.
I mean, like, there's a guy. I think that still counts. The car made it from one. That actual car made it. That is a feat of engineering.
No.
You know?
I just meant like
because there's nothing
like,
to transport it. There's no tow truck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I just meant like it's funny to me to think that they pushed their car, but like whenever me and you pushed your car down that hill, I wasn't like, yeah, dude, we drove down that hill. I mean, I guess it counts, right? Because it is the car. Even if you need your legs to push it, right?
yeah, that's fair.
No,
but
I
got
mean,
like
like
killed by Indians on the way there. It's like 1903.
well, what I mean is that I would count it because also they did drive most of it, right? Like, and back then, I was about to say it's even more impressive to me because they didn't have a highway. Like now, we can just hop on a highway and go easy.
I didn't realize that before the interstate system, there was only like the town, like the roads within a town or within a city, and like little state roads that they had built, and they were all squiggly and went all around, and you'd have to just go from one to the other. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't that crazy? That is absurd. How
can you imagine getting on? Like, can you imagine just taking 151st Street across country, like stoplights all along the way? Stopping in every little town, stopping like you don't know if the next gas station is 100 miles or 200 miles or
they're probably filling up every time you see a gas station.
Yeah, because there's like 6 in all
there's
of
like
Nevada.
6. Dude, did you hear about that in Michigan or in somewhere like that, like in some like in the northern area like that, like Michigan or Ohio? There were only 2 people who had a car at the time.
Yeah,
and, like, in the night. Yeah. Did you tell me about that, or I thought I read about it?
I told you about that. Yeah, there's only 2 cars registered in the state of Ohio, and those 2 cars crashed into each other.
Yeah.
At the time.
Could you imagine for a second? Yeah. That's so funny to think. There are 2 people. There are only 2 There's only one opportunity for you to get in a wreck.
With another car, at least.
Yeah, with another car, and they managed to hit each other. God, dude, they must have sucked at driving back then. And
they were both going like 10 miles an hour too. They were like,
I bet if they had cell phones. Dude, they'd freaking text and drive all the time.
They had how long have they had like corded phone, like the cord phones? How long have they had? Because they've had those since like the late 1800s, right?
Yeah, but they haven't had them in like because they haven't had any like form of mobile phone. The first form of a mobile phone was the one in a car, right?
Yeah, my dad said he used to install those. He used to cut up people's carpet in their brand new Cadillac that they just bought to put in a phone.
Put in a phone.
Can you imagine that? Like you buy like a brand new Mazda 6, and they're like, "Hold on one sec, let me cut open the interior to put in a fax machine." Like, you know what I mean? Or to put in something that you know is gonna like something that you know is not gonna like last forever. You know what I mean?
How much money do you think you'd have to pay to buy a phone or a car with a phone in it like that?
So I actually sought these out for a while. I really wanted to buy a Delta 88 that still had a car phone in it from the day. Like, even just like for the novelty, just to like, you know, have one. Because I don't know if you knew this, but if it's a landline, you can still call 911 with it. So that's kind of cool, I guess.
You can also probably still use it if you're rich enough to like pay for all the stuff they'd have to do to it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. You'd have to like put a lot of guts into it. But
well, dude, there's this. It's really funny. There's this famous director. His name's Ingmar Bergman, and this company stopped making this specific yellow pad that he really liked writing on because he wrote like his first movie on it or something. And so, what
he like bought all the ones that? Did you say that he bought all the ones that they had or something like that?
Okay, so he did buy all the ones he had, but not only that though, he was so famous that the company was like, hey, we'll go back into production to make yellow notepads just for you. Like, that's how famous he was. And I'm like, dude, could you imagine, like, that's crazy. Imagine being that beloved that somebody is literally like, we're only going into business for you. Hey, I want a car phone. Is there any way? Yeah, we're going to have 20 employees. We're going to have a full staff just so you can call your wife in your car phone because you're running late for work.
They did that. Apple did that actually for a famous musician, because they remember when they started. You know, I've complained about this a billion times about how when they started Apple Music, all of the songs that you paid like $1.29 for on iTunes are now on like a month-to-month subscription, and if you pay for 1 month and you miss and if you stop paying for it, you can't go back. You lose all your songs. And they put that in the legal terms and conditions in fine print that no one ever reads, thinking that it would be okay. And so there was like a musician. I forgot who it was. I want to say it was Sugar Ray who they did it for.
Sugar Ray.
Yeah, they were like, okay, you can. We'll let you use iTunes. Like they like reinstated his iTunes account. Like
wow,
which is like crazy. Yeah.
Why Sugar Ray? That seems like such a non-impressive decision.
Well, maybe back like 10 years ago, he was a big deal. I don't know.
Dude, what if
someday when my life has passed me by? Yeah, that's the only song I remember about him.
Yeah. No, he has that one where it's like, there's a halo hanging over, I don't know. There's like a halo hanging over his girlfriend's head or something.
It's a good impression.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Here all day.
No, remember that viral video that came out of him tough talking a 14-year-old? Like he grabbed the 14-year-old's shirt.
What did he do?
He was sauced up, right? And he was like drunk. And
he was sauced up.
You're like
he was sauced up.
People thought it was funny.
He was drunk.
He was. And they thought it was funny to call him Sugar Gay for a while. Back in the early aughts. And so when he was walking through a crowd, so it's like, hey, Sugar Gay. And he's like, who said that? And then he like went up to this fan that's like obviously a child. Like obviously like a 14, 15-year-old kid, grabbed the kid's shirt and like lifted him up. And he's like, you ever call me that again?
Dude, I'm gonna have to beep that.
Dang it. I'm gonna have to beep that. But like, you ever call me that
what's
again?
it?
I'll end you.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's that's so funny, dude.
Yeah. But
that is so funny, dude. If you ever
isn't that crazy?
Like again.
And then he like makes a joke about it, and he like posts like hashtag Sugar Gay. Like he doesn't care. But I'm like, that's so funny. That's such a dumb guy thing to get upset about.
Sugar Gay, dude. That's such an easy joke. I never would have thought
Sugar
of it.
Sugar Gay. I used to say that with anything that rhymed with gay. They'd be like, hey, you a big Reliant K fan? I'd be like, Reliant K? More like Reliant Good. And I'd say just like it was so dumb. It was
I can tell that nobody laughed. Even in the moment, you had to do the laughing for everybody else. That was a good one, right? Yeah. Did you ever do that?
It wasn't for everybody else. It was for me. Okay.
I always tell people that. When I told jokes in class, it was always for me. I always say that. They were like, that's not funny. And I was like, I don't care if you laugh. Like, I didn't. I said it for me. And it's funny, though, because there are a couple of times, though, where you'll say a joke, right? That's kind of like on the edge, of like what you feel like you should say and shouldn't say. And then
yeah,
it's like, you like,
goes a little too far.
Yeah, you'll play it up a little. Isn't that hilarious, right? Like, I said, I'll kill you. Like, I'm going to murder you. And they're like
not, you and your family.
You know what I mean? You're like, wow, you try to play it off as a joke as best you can. And they're like, everybody's like, no. Dude, you know what sucked too? Whenever you were in class and like the teacher would laugh at you, but then like some of the students would be like the ones that were like, all right, guys, we need to get back to work. Did you ever have that where like, I mean, I feel like I felt like that with like in Mr. Slavin's class and stuff, where like the teacher is just one of the guys, and then
I also felt like he was kind of hitting on the high school girls a little bit more than I liked.
What?
I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I did kind of he had like kind of like a little like, I don't know, like he was kind of.
What was that?
He was like, I don't know. He was kind of chummy. He's kind of chummy with the girls, a little bit.
Are you saying that because you were jealous of him?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, he was being super chummy. All his teachers' aides that he had were all girls. you know. So, man, I'm not making any allegations towards Mr. Slavin, Mr. Slavin. I was about to make a joke, like Mr. Pavin. I was about to make a Mr. Pavin joke, but I'm like, I don't know what the pave would be. Mr. Paving away for sexual assault.
Mr. Slaying women, dude.
Mr. Slaying chicks, you know.
Dude, he wasn't that chummy, dude. He was cool. I liked him, but that's so funny that I bet, dude. What happened was every time you want to hit on one of the girls, he was already talking to them, and you're like, okay, dude,
he has so much of an advantage intellectually as a 30, 40 something year old man versus a 16-year-old kid. Like,
you've cockblocked me enough, dude. I'm gonna start saying that you're chummy. You're too chummy.
You're a little chummy, man. Little chummy. If you had a restaurant, it'd be the chum bucket because of how chummy you were.
Dude, it's funny to me to think that, like, do you remember that one teacher who got caught with those messages? Like he was like texting one of the high schoolers, and they were like really like.
Did that happen? Did that happen while we were in?
Yeah,
school?
that happened while we were. Yeah, that's what happened while we were in high school, dude.
I vaguely remember that. Real quick, dude. Off topic. What's the FN key for?
I don't know. Fun? FN?
Yeah. Do you have an FN key on your keyboard?
I have F10, I have F1, F2, F3.
No, it's not near the F numbers. It's near the bottom next to the space bar. It's like 2 or 3 over from the space bar on either side. It'll be FN.
I don't see FN, but it's probably just so you can access the F keys.
You might be right. I don't want to press something that I'll have to throw out my computer because I can't get it back to what it was before.
Dude, you hate, dude. You're like the Terminator. You're like the people in the Terminator, or like what's her name? What's Linda Carter? Not Linda Carter.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. Yeah, Sarah Connor. You're like Sarah Connor in the second one where she's like freaking out at all robots. Do you remember that?
Should have burned down a computer factory.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
I remember thinking like, where's? Yeah, no, but what did the teacher? What was his allegations? What was the teacher's allegation?
There were no allegations. There's proof. What happened was he accidentally left his laptop open, and he was like sexting this like high schooler. I can't remember if it was a high schooler or if it was a teacher. I think it was a teacher. It was a teacher.
I'm pretty sure it was a teacher. I think I remember that now because there was a bunch of students that I was friends with where they were like, "Who cares? It's an adult. Like, why do you care about two adults?" Well,
it's because the problem is because they found it because he left his laptop open and these kids found it. But I'm like, dude, he went to his restroom in these.
She's saying the problem was that the explicit material was like exposed to children.
That these kids could just like click on it and find it. But I'm like, dude, he left his laptop open and these kids like invaded his privacy. Like, it's not his fault that that Apple hooks up with his iMessages. I'm sure
it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's not his fault, but he's going to take the blame for it. I mean, he has to. Like, the school's not going to be like, your kid sucks. You know what I mean?
I was about to say that. The problem is that there's really no other alternative other than punishment for him. Like,
yeah.
There's no other alternative. By the way, where's the soundboard today?
I thought you didn't like the soundboard, so I was...
No, dude. Play the soundboard.
I'll go back to the soundboard real quick.
It's a little quiet.
Right. I gotta wait for it to load for a sec, but can you still see me?
Yeah, I can still see you. No, dude, now you're gone. Now you're like the Invisible Man. In the first one, obviously. The 1930
All right.
Not the...
That's my favorite.
The one with a man viciously throwing up is your favorite?
I love that one. Who doesn't love that one? That's for those of you who don't know, that's Will Ferrell from Holmes and Watson, and that is the best clip of the movie. So just so you know,
dude. Yeah, here, play him again. I want to hear all. I forget which ones are on him. You haven't been playing it at all.
Okay, so we got.
I'm Gary. Let me get come.
And then we have.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
All right, go on, your friends. You fantastic friends.
Wait, I'll play that one again. That was a quick one.
All right, go on, your friends. You fantastic friends.
That's great. What's that one from?
Calling your friends. That one's actually from. Do you remember the scene in Superbad where they get invited to the adult party?
The adult party. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No, do you remember that where Jonah Hill
Yeah.
and Michael Cera, and then that guy gets kicked out? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, do you know what it's like that?
You remember that one? From
That's
Blades of Glory?
that's yeah. What is he saying?
That one's an awesome one.
You're my pretty lady, McElroy.
Yeah, you're my pretty
You're
lady.
my pretty lady, McElroy. That's the character's name.
McElroy, yeah. Was that Andre 3000?
No, that was Will Ferrell in Blades of Glory talking to John Hedder's character in Blades of Glory. Yeah.
That's a good one. But
yeah, that movie specifically sticks out to me because it came out in 2007, I think, and it was the only movie that I can remember all of my family going together before my parents' divorce, because they got divorced in like 2008, and it was the only, because my mom never went to movies. That's the only movie I think I ever remember. That's the only time I ever remember her even being in a movie theater ever. Like,
dang, dude,
I've never seen her.
That's crazy. You know, I was birthed in a movie theater.
You were conceived in the theater?
No, I was birthed. I was conceived and birthed.
Conceived and birthed. Okay.
You're gonna have a baby. Dude,
They
could you
just
imagine
waited at the movie theater for 9 months.
Well, dude, I bet Tarantino was freaking born in a movie theater, dude. The way that guy freaking knows everything.
Oh, dude, let me list off some of the... Oh, okay, this is a fun game we can do with my movie list.
Yeah, let's see it.
Who has a better year of movies? Either 1997 or 1998, the year they were born. So I'm going to list off... I'm not going to list off every one because there's like 20 here that I've seen.
Yeah.
For each one. 1997, Austin Powers 1, International Man of Mystery. That's a pretty good one. Con Air, with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, there we go.
Good Will Hunting, Academy Award winner. That's a good one. Yeah. Also, Good Burger, which was my favorite movie of all time for a while. Jackie Brown, Quentin Tarantino. I Know What You Did Last Summer, L.A. Confidential, Scream 2.
Hey, I gotta scream.
I completely forgot about Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic. Well, Titanic won all the awards at the Oscars.
Yeah, you're right. It did. I thought that Good Will Hunting did, but I guess it was just a bad year for Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting won.
Came out that year.
Dude, yeah, I'll take it. Anaconda, I'll take that.
Did he win Best Supporting Actor? Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Okay, so they got that at least. So keep that in mind. Oh, the Disney's Hercules, the animated one.
Dude, classic.
Yeah. And then 1998 was Ants. I know that's a rough start. I don't want to start off with Ants. Ants with a Z.
Ants. I like Ants, but just the way that it started, you just listen to this like pristine list for me, and then you're like, all right, we got to hold up. All right, my turn. 98 Ants, and then you.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Your year is already better than mine, like significantly. We have My Date with the President's Daughter.
Okay, dude.
Dirty Work with
that one's actually really funny.
McDonald, Norm McDonald, and Are You Lang? Bong Water, which is an independent film.
Are you
Mask of Zorro?
Okay, that one's not too bad.
Oh, the original Rush Hour.
Okay,
so that's a good one, dude. Saving Private Ryan. That's a good 1998 one.
Yeah, that one's. I mean,
There's Something About Mary. That's a good one for 1998.
Man, that was a good one too.
You've Got Mail.
Oh, I love
The
that
Water
one.
Boy. The Water Boy.
Water Boy is a good one.
With Adam Sandler. Yeah, dude. That's a good one.
I think 97 kind of wins out though.
Come.
Oh, 1988 had Night at the Roxbury, dude. That was Will Ferrell's first co-starring role.
98 also had Dark City.
The Newton Boys. What do you say?
The 98 also had Dark City, which I really like.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll have to see that. Oh, and 1998 also had The Big Lebowski.
Oh, that one's... I feel like that one and Saving Private Ryan are the only reason why we're even comparing them at this point. Like, that's the only thing keeping you in there.
It had Shakespeare in Love, which was good. It had the Brian De Palma film Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage.
That's a good one.
We both love.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Wedding Singer. Yeah, A Bug's Life, which is a big moment for Pixar. Godzilla, the 1998 Godzilla.
The worst
with Matthew
Godzilla,
Broderick.
by the way.
I love that Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick.
Dude,
I
that
think that's a good
Godzilla. Okay, here's the thing. I like that Godzilla movie, but it's not a Godzilla movie, right? Like I like it for being like a monster movie.
It's a giant lizard named Godzilla destroying a city.
Dude,
That's what
but
makes
he's
it
not.
Godzilla.
But it's like a T-Rex. He's like King Kong, dude. He's like, but a T-Rex.
Well, it's actually in the movie they say it's a iguana that was exposed to like
yeah,
you know,
it's an
radiation.
iguana, dude. That's just come on, dude. He can't even shoot
Iguanas
laser beams
are-
out of his mouth,
Iguanas are one of the coolest lizards, I think.
dude. Okay, but Godzilla, dude. Come on, dude. Godzilla can literally shoot a fireball from his mouth.
It's not
That's
even
like-
a ball; it's like a beam. It's like a blue blast of light.
It's like
You know?
comparing, dude. It's like comparing Superman and Batman. Like I'm not saying Superman or Batman's not cool, but it's Superman, like the most powerful being ever.
Dude, I actually thought that this game, the 1997 or 1998, was going to be like a fun debate. It's not. Yours like wins by like a landslide. Like,
Dude, you had some good-
it's
you had
not
some
even
good-
close.
You had some good though. Like for real, I would
Well,
easily.
I had
take-
Mulan. I had a lot of kids movies in mine.
I would,
you know,
dude. Well, even if you look them up right now, like if you don't even
Prince
look
of
at the ones you've
Egypt,
seen,
Permanent Midnight with Ben Stiller, which was good.
that's
the
the
Parent
coolest
Trap.
name.
Permanent Midnight is a good dude. They had a really good soundtrack. In
Yeah,
Permanent
yeah.
Midnight.
Do you remember? Dude, I watched it after you told me about it.
Call on your friends, your fantastic friends.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
But yeah, dude.
Permanent Midnight's good.
Permanent
And
Midnight.
this dude Sphere. You ever see Sphere?
Yeah, I saw. I mean, that's just Alien underwater, though. I mean, really, like
That's pretty
literally
cool.
is. It is cool. I
I
just
always
mean,
get
like
that confused with the Abyss. Which one's the Abyss and which one's Sphere?
The Abyss came
Which
out
one
in
is the one
89.
where they're? Which one is the one where there are aliens like super far in the water?
so both of them. But I think you're thinking
Both
of the
of
Abyss.
them?
Which one? Which one has?
One of
no,
them had
has,
Dustin
like,
Hoffman,
Dustin Hoffman's Sphere.
and then the Abyss is the one where they send
Ed
like,
Harris.
the 1,000-foot wave. Yeah, Ed Harris. Okay. The
Aliens.
Abyss is
or
cool.
Aliens. I even called it Aliens. Sphere had aliens come up into the actual ship. Do you remember? Both of them actually did.
No, one of them they just contacted them at the very end, and then they I thought that's what it was. They contacted
No,
them right,
because
right at the
Sphere is
end.
about a sphere that shows up, right?
I thought it was like more like human beings like getting in fights with each other. You know what I mean?
It was, yeah, but
Like,
then there's like a sphere. Yeah, there's like a sphere though that they take. It was like an alien artifact. Do you get what I'm saying? And then in the abyss,
okay.
there's like an alien that comes up from the moon pool, basically. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just like a
everything
pool
was.
where you can
I
dive
remember
in.
that's the one where they put Ed Harris in like pink water in his helmet, and then they drowned him, and then they
It's
made
like
it to
yellow.
where he could like.
Yeah,
I thought it was pink. Was it?
I think it's like
pink?
yellow. It's a color
Okay,
though.
Either
yes.
way,
It's
but
a
it was
color.
like water that he could like talk in, which
Yeah.
is like
yeah,
what?
he could
How is
breathe
that
in
a
the
thing?
water. That
Which
was the cool.
is total science fiction, but I mean, it's still kind of cool to think that.
He's great. He spouts
It's a
like Greek
technology.
gills.
I was gonna say, like, the biggest problem for that is like we have lungs that need oxygen still. Like, you know what I mean? Like, unless I don't even know, could you pump oxygenated water into a helmet? I mean, is that? I don't know.
I don't know,
Dude, you
dude,
know another
actually-
cool movie like that
What?
that came out in 2020 that kind of got swept away during COVID is Underwater. You ever see the movie Underwater?
No, that's with Kristen Wiig though, right? Or no, Kristen Stewart. My bad. I was.
Kristen Stewart with short hair and T.J. Miller was in it too. He was like the funny guy. Oh my gosh, dude! It was great. I loved every part of it. It was a great science fiction movie. They had like a lot of like really intense like action scenes too.
We have to check it out, dude. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I love TJ. Have you seen TJ Miller in Cloverfield?
I didn't know. I haven't seen Cloverfield. I want to see 10. Could I see 10 Cloverfield Lane without seeing the original? Because I
Yeah,
don't
you
like
can
movies that are shot on a roving
Oh, what?
cam.
It's good.
They did
though.
that with
It's
the
good.
movie. They did that with the movie Quarantine, and I did not like it. It did not turn out well.
But I feel like
I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like it depends on what you're watching because some of them suck.
I felt like with the roving cam, I felt like whenever the camera was focused on something, I was missing out on something that was happening off camera. Like the camera would go like, whoa, and then it'd be like, there'd be a noise over here, and it'd go, whoa, and then I'd be like, I don't, just shoot the film. Like I'm like, just, I feel like, because then I'm so distracted. I'm so distracted by like the camera movement and where the camera is, where the camera guy is. You know
it's so funny to me.
Like I just want to see the action.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's more of like, I feel like it's more realistic in the sense of like, I'm kind of more engrossed with it because I'm able to like think about all these other things that are going on beyond the frame, you know? Whereas I guess what you're saying is that like, it feels more distracting because of that. You know, like I like the idea that he's not always getting the action right, because to me, sometimes like I'll see movies and like, it's just so annoying how like they'll show like, okay, so like Star Trek 3, they show the explosion of the Enterprise in the second movie, right? And they're like, look, this is what... No, actually, Star Trek 4. They show what happened in Star Trek 3 because they're indicting Captain Kirk and the crew. Anyways, they show it, though, right? They show the ship exploding and the Enterprise exploding. And I've always thought, like, how would they ever have footage of the Enterprise exploding? Like, there's not a camera
like, what ship is that from?
Yeah, right, yeah. There's never... That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? I've always, like, bothered by that because I'm just like, yeah, like, if it's in the Enterprise... Edit. Well, it was
that could have been a poor edit or like a deleted scene that got cut out or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like it's one of those things where sometimes people don't think about that, but it just takes me out of the movie sometimes for like a second. I'm like, oh man, because it doesn't make any sense how they'd see that. You know, like I don't know. I'm really like, dude. One time I was watching a movie called The Frame, which is a really good movie. Like I really enjoyed it. It's really cool. You should check it out. It's like a sci-fi action movie. The Frame, yeah. It's by the guy who did Ink. Who, and also did 11:59, I think, which is what you were asking about one time when you texted me. His name's Jamin Wainans. But anyways, there's this tiny detail that really bothers me about it, is that the idea is that there are two people watching their lives occur through a TV. So like, I'm Bobby and I'm Robert and I go to the store and I like have a normal life, right? Well, for you, that's a TV show. And then your life, you're a plumber. Well, for me, your life's a TV show. And so I watch your life. When I get home from work, I just watch your life. Like I click it on and I see moments from your life, right? And so it's like
a highlight reel or like the best hour or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like a TV show, but it's somebody actually lives it out. Anyways, one of the things that bothers me though is there's no like network logo on the TV show, right? So like it'll be like NBC in the corner. So I'm always like upset because I'm thinking to myself like that's not really on TV. Like you don't even have a network sponsoring that. So what is this really, like public television? Like what? I don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's like these tiny things that always, really tiny things just get me out of it.
Small things can, like, take you out of it, yeah. Like, and sometimes, like I told you, like, it's okay. I understand the fact that not everything in a movie is realistic, and then you're going to have to suspend your belief for a second while you watch this movie. But if you have to, like, keep doing that over and over and over again, and then, or if some things just become really silly and really like, oh, why'd they do it? Why didn't you just do it this way? Then you're like, you know what I mean? Then you're like, I don't think it was shot very well.
Well, and I want to clarify, I don't even give the movie any like sort of mark for not having like a TV network in the corner, right? Like logo. It's one of those things that slightly takes me out of it, right? Because I look for those things, you know? And I think
you're a director, so you think more about a lot about how a movie is shot versus the movie itself. I think.
Well, I think about a lot of things, but yeah, definitely. I think those do play into it. By the way, why is your camera also getting really bright?
Is it? Is it getting really bright?
Yeah, it got really bright.
I don't know. I'll angle it down a little bit more if you want.
No. You're good. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Actually, can you just keep angling it up until like we don't see your face? Is that
so? It's just like out here and up. No, but me and you have talked. I kind of want to talk about the best year of film. I want to make a video for this for our channel. Actually,
we should.
But it's 2004. 2004, hands down, the best year of film.
No, 99. I think 99.
So. I've done research. I've done research on this. The height of Blockbuster was 2004. I don't know if you knew that. Just by chance. I just looked up what's the height of Blockbuster 2004. The height of DVD markets globally and domestically, 2005. So, like, I'm saying that the amount of risks that studios were willing to take in certain genres, not to say that now I'm not like one of those people saying like, oh, we don't make good movies anymore. Like me and you have talked about that. We hate that. But like saying for this era, for this time, for this decade, and for just how everything melded together, I think it was just the perfect year. We have movies like Garden State, Dodgeball, Along Came Polly, Anchorman, Alien versus Predator. Not too proud about that one. Garfield the movie, the original. Yeah,
dude.
the girl next door.
That was a good one.
Super Size Me, Starsky and Hutch, Troy, The Notebook, Resident Evil Apocalypse, Saw, Mean Girls, Miracle, Napoleon Dynamite, National Treasure, Passion of the Christ, The Polar Express. Like, so many great movies came out that year. Super Size Me, maybe the best documentary ever made.
What? Not the best documentary, not even close.
I'd say it is. I think it's the most iconic. I mean, can you think of a documentary that has been as popular as Super Size Me?
Any Holocaust movie ever? Like,
can you name?
Shoah, Night and Day. I can name a couple of Holocaust documentaries.
The amount of people on the street that have seen Shoah versus Super Size Me.
Nobody's seen Super Size Me. Hold up. Have you seen Super Size Me?
A ton of people have seen Super Size Me.
I know about Super Size Me.
You haven't seen it?
That's like Two Girls, One Cup, dude.
We just talked about it before.
Nobody actually.
They showed it to everybody in school. They showed it to us.
I never saw it. I never saw it once. I've never seen it.
I saw it twice. I literally saw it in junior high.
High school. I remember watching Super High Me. Like somebody getting really high for 30 days.
That is like a parody of. That's literally a parody of Super Size Me. They did like the cover of Super Size Me has him with like a ton of fries in his mouth.
Yeah.
The one is him with a ton of joints in his mouth, and it's like the same.
So you have. You've seen it too.
I have not seen Super High Me, no, but I have seen Super Size Me. Yeah.
I have not seen it. It sounds like a boring documentary.
The biopic of Ray Charles, Ray, played by Jamie Foxx, came out in 2004. Secret Window, which I loved with Kill Bill Volume 2, King Arthur, The Incredibles.
Dude.
Oh, Harry Potter, The Prisoner of Azkaban, which a lot of people is a favorite Harry Potter. Layer Cake, which was a great action movie for Daniel Craig. That did he already have Bond at the time? Or
no, not 04.
When did he get Bond? Was that 2006?
Yeah,
it could have been a precursor to Bond. The Punisher, which was great. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, who is Wes Anderson film.
Wes Anderson, yeah.
50 First Dates, Shaun of the Dead. I mean, Shrek 2.
Dude, I'm telling you though, Hellboy is really good. Dude, 99 though. I think 99 is...
Let me look at 99.
99 is too... I've always... People actually talk about this all the time on movie stuff. Like, 99 is like
the Iron Giant,
goat year
Life,
for
The Matrix, Office Space, Sixth Sense, Bicentennial Man, Big Daddy. Analyze This. Austin Powers' Spy Who Shagged Me, which is the best Austin Powers in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. Stuart Little
South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. The South Park movie.
Yeah.
The Suburbans. Star Wars 1, The Phantom Menace, which was unloved by a lot of people, but me and you both really like it. One of the Pierce Brosnan Bonds, The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, dude, isn't that your favorite
Toy Story
one?
2.
Isn't that one your favorite one?
Not,
your favorite Brosnan. No, dude, you told me The World Is Not Enough is your favorite, dude. Dude, you told me The World Is Not Enough because you said you loved it.
Am I thinking of the wrong one? Which one had the chick from Taken? I liked that one. The mom from Taken.
Yeah,
whichever one she was in, I liked that one the most.
You told me you liked the one from the one with the what's her name? The girl who's married to Charlie Sheen. Denise Richards, yeah. She was in The World's Not Enough.
Let me see.
She what?
I'm going to look up the cast real quick to see if it's the one I'm thinking of. 1999 cast. Let's see here. Oh, dude, that is the one I like. Yeah, Sophie Marceau is in it. And, yeah, dude, they went heavy on, like, the models they had in that movie.
Dude, 99...
Yeah. That was a good one. They did Tarzan.
Yeah. Tarzan, dude.
Superstar. Yeah, they had some good ones.
American Beauty won Best Picture that year. American Pie, which I know you haven't seen.
I still haven't seen that. A part of me kind of doesn't want to see it because I know it's about a guy who cheats on his wife.
Dude, Any Given Sunday?
It had Eyes Wide Shut, which I really didn't like.
Really? I liked Eyes Wide Shut, but I know you didn't like it. Have you seen
Green Mile was pretty decent. I like.
Dude, it had Baby Geniuses, dude. Baby Geniuses.
Wait, which one are you talking about? Baby Geniuses?
No, have you seen Baby Geniuses? That's 99.
I've seen. No.
Dude, Being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich?
Yeah, Big Daddy. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen Big Daddy. Boondock Saints. A lot of people love Boondock Saints.
Blair Witch Project.
Fight Club. We haven't even talked about Fight Club.
Obviously, yeah.
Which was your favorite movie for a while.
Yeah, I thought that was just
Gadget.
a given. Yeah, dude, Inspector Gadget. Love Inspector Gadget.
Do you remember they had the McDonald's Inspector Gadget toy thing where you had to buy 5 Happy Meals to get all 5 of the parts?
Yeah, to build them.
That was a thing in 1999. I didn't know about it because obviously I was like 1 year old, and but like in 1999 you bought like an arm came in one, like a left arm, and then a right arm came in another, a torso came in one, the head came in another one, and then the legs came in a different one. So if you kept buying them, then you could get all of them. You could make one super
that
toy.
wasn't. I don't think that was in '99 though, because I thought they released a second Inspector Gadget movie, and I was alive for that. Like I remember it. I mean, coming out.
Let me just confirm real quick. I have it out here on the list. If it's an inconsistency in my list, I'll be very embarrassed.
Well, no, I'm not saying Inspector Gadget. I'm saying the second Inspector Gadget. When that one come out?
Oh, Inspector Gadget was 1999. When did Inspector Gadget 2? Inspector Gadget 2. Let me see. That came out in 2003.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think I ever saw that one. Dude,
that's the one.
That one didn't even have Matthew Broderick in it.
That's the one I remember, dude.
Dude, come on.
No,
Inspector
for real.
Gadget, the original one.
No, this is the one I remember. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't watch the Matthew Broderick.
That had French Stewart playing Inspector Gadget. French Stewart played Inspector Gadget.
Dude, wait, hold up, dude. Inspector Gadget.
He stuck out to you more than Matthew Broderick?
Dude, look, McDonald's toys.
So you're
McDonald's
saying? Oh wait, are you saying the toy is based off of the second one?
Yeah, look, because I was saying I was alive for that. Look, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, it might very well be, but that's not what I was referring to.
Wait, you know what? Actually, I might be wrong. I can't tell because I looked up Inspector Gadget 2 toy, and this
dude, the original Inspector Gadget was so much. The original Inspector Gadget was so much more popular. You have to look at what year the toys came out. If it came out in like 2000, 1999, 2000, 2001.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It was, but I remember that for some reason, and I shouldn't, but because I would only been 2. But for some reason, I do remember that toy though that you're talking about, dude. Do you remember the? Dude, do you remember the? I was literally all the time, dude. I've been thinking about this like so much recently. The VHS that McDonald's used to give out with the Happy Meal. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't ever remember them giving out a VHS.
What, dude? Yeah, with the Happy Meal, used to give out VHS. Look it up,
when
dude.
Did they
Ronald
ever
McDonald.
give out VHS?
It's like the Adventures of Ronald McDonald, dude. It's on VHS. They had like 6 of them. Remember, dude? That's where they had.
But I thought that was just a TV show that came on TV.
No, that was a VHS, dude. You can look it up, dude. Like on eBay, they have them. They handed them out, dude. I remember I got one as a kid. They also, dude. Also, Burger King used to give out a video game on Xbox 360, dude. And I'm not joking. It was the stupidest video game ever. It was called like Sneaking King, and I used to play it all the time.
But you could only get it at a Burger King.
Yeah, you can only get it at a Burger
like
King.
a GameStop.
No, it was only. I mean, yeah, at some point because they'd resell them, right? But yeah, you originally got them at a Burger King.
It's funny because I have a friend who like had an Xbox, and when he was scrolling through the games he had, you could just so easily tell the games that were high quality versus the ones that weren't. You know what I mean? Like the ones like Red Dead Redemption 2, he paid like $60 for it, and then right next to that was like Back to the Future slots. I could tell, and it's free too. You just download it. Like, you know what I mean? You're like,
yeah,
that's not going to be a time spender,
dude. That Burger King one though, seriously, dude. All you would do is you'd sneak around and you'd like surprise people and you'd give them hamburgers. And that was the whole game.
There had to be someone trying to get. There had to be someone trying to get you though.
No.
Yeah,
It's like you have to sneak up. Like you have to give everybody a hamburger. And like when you fail, if you don't sneak up on somebody and give them at the right time, then you fail.
Okay.
So it's like Sneaking King. Actually, dude, you could probably, dude, the Burger King video games, dude, were literally. Do you never played them?
I didn't own an Xbox 360. I never had a console.
Oh, dude, that's unfortunate.
I never was a big gamer. I was more of a
I wasn't
watcher.
either, but I really, dude, Sneaking King. Oh, dude. So look, you can actually see it right here, Sneaking King.
No way.
Dude, they also had Big Bumpin', which was the king, dude, on like bumper cars. There's actually 3 of them. Yeah, dude, I actually had all 3 of them. Which is sad. I think that speaks to like where I was as a child.
Wendy's needs to get in the game, man. Burger King's handing out video games. McDonald's is handing out VHS tapes to
Dude,
kids shows.
here's all of them.
Wait. Was the VHS tape a live action or was it animated?
No, it was both.
What do you mean?
McDonald's. Like, it had like live action, and then they would jump into like a portal and it would be animated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But was it like 2D animated? Or was it like drawn?
Yeah, it was like the Rugrats people did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, look.
What's it called?
It's called The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald.
It had Grimace.
Yeah,
And
Grimace.
Do you know what Grimace is supposed to be?
An
I
eggplant?
told you like once.
No, what?
He's supposed to be a taste bud. That's what he's supposed to be. A taste bud.
Dude, Grimace?
Which
That's
is
why
so
we
funny.
even know.
Wait, who else did they have? They had, look up the cast of characters, because they had the Hamburglar, Ronald McDonald,
Hamburger, dude, is
and
my
Grimace.
favorite. Hamburglar is my favorite.
They definitely had a fry guy, though. They had a fry guy and a nugget guy, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the Wacky Adventures.
Or were the nuggets like, were they like the 3 blind mice? Was it like a bunch of little nuggets type of thing?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like the chipmunks?
Cast or characters. Yeah, dude, Grimace. Why does everybody always remember Grimace?
Because he's the most interesting one. He's just a purple blob,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make
All
any
right.
sense.
We have Hamburglar, Birdie the Early Bird.
Wait,
Grimace.
is that like for breakfast? Wait, what does
I
Birdie
guess,
the Early
yeah.
Bird look like?
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna look up a picture of Birdie the Early Bird for the.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. McDonald's. Is he pancakes? Birdie the Early Bird. It's just a bird with pigtails. It's an actual bird. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. All right, what's another one? I'll look him up.
Okay, so the next one that we have on the list is McNugget. I don't even know what McNugget is. Show me
Let's type
McNugget.
in McNugget. McNugget
Character.
buddies. Yeah, they're the McNugget buddies.
What do they
Oh,
look like?
dude, there's actually a bunch of people that collect, like, they're like little blobs, like little brown blobs. Dude, there's people that collect, like, little characters where it's like a bunch. It's like the Nugget scuba diver, the Nugget fireman, the Nugget policeman, the
That's
Nugget
funny.
cowboy.
Then
like
they
they
have
connect-
Fry Kid. They have Fry Kid.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Fry Kid?
Yeah.
Did they come up with these nicknames in an afternoon? Like, did they have like 4 hours to create the nicknames?
Oh my gosh.
Fry Kid character?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they were like little yellow, green, orange, and blue like fur balls
Yeah.
with like little shoes. The Fry Kids. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, dude.
that's awesome.
They had a character named
Oh,
Franklin.
wow.
I don't even know who Franklin was.
Was that just a regular kid? Was that just an actual child? Who's probably going through therapy right now?
But yeah, dude.
And then the clown just, told me to be a friend and not tell anyone.
Dude, 5 of the 6 episodes of the series, the 6th and final episode was rare and never sold at McDonald's restaurants. So maybe you didn't get them in Happy Meals. Maybe you had to buy them at the restaurant, though.
I was going to say, dude, I never ever remember a VHS even being in the restaurant. Ever.
They were... No, dude. But they sold, like, special ones. Trust me, dude. They did. Because I've seen VHS tapes with McDonald's on.
What
McDonald's logo.
would it be like on the menu board? You'd see like and buy a VHS tape if you want it.
No,
Is that, like,
no, it's kind of
next
like
to
the
Big
toys.
Mac, or
No, but it's
just
like
on
the
a little
toy.
like stand, little cardboard.
Yeah, I'm
stand?
saying it's like the toys. Yeah, like they probably just had, you know what I mean? They don't have the toys on the menu. You know, they just have them over off to the side. Which, by the way, dude, as a kid, I remember, dude, going all the way to like 12 years old, where like people would be like, "Do you want to buy like an adult meal now?" And I said, "No, like I want the kids meal so I can get the toy." Like I was hard.
Why not?
Yeah, dude, I remember.
I remember in like the later 2000s when I was a kid and still getting it for the toy. It was always like a little cardboard cutout of something that I would put in a little stand. That's what like it was always like something that was like kind of disposable of a toy. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they have two major types.
there wasn't
right?
as many like hard plastic. There wasn't
Yeah, I
many
was
hard
about to say
plastic, like durable, like high quality toys. You know what I mean?
Now they have toys that are just like solid piece of plastic, and it's like a dude like flexing or something. You know.
It's like a figurine. It's not like something that moves or something that does something.
Well, some of them moves.
Well, do you know that they actually gave away like Ninja Turtles, like full like 6-inch like action figures? Like, you know what I mean?
When?
In the 90s.
Dang, dude, that would have been sick.
It was like before. Yeah, I was gonna say. Can you imagine getting like an actual action figure?
Dude, that'd be
like,
sick.
What?
Dude, that'd be sick.
I'm sure they weren't super durable, but still, I don't care. I'd play with the thing.
Dude, I would play with it, dude. You know, I think one of the major disappointments is that like more people aren't venturing off into like as a kid, dude. I remember it was so cool that Burger King had their own video games. Like legit, dude. That is seriously the sickest thing. I
don't know. Now there's like a shame in fast food restaurants to market to children, which I don't know. It's like, who cares? It's like children love soda, they love burgers. I mean, they love it just like anything else. I mean, I never thought that they were malicious by having a clown. You know what I mean? Like, I never saw that as a bad thing.
I feel like it's weird because, like, here's the thing: I like those cartoons and I like the Burger King video games. At no point was I ever convinced that like I liked the food because of those things.
And that's the thing that people would argue, that like McDonald's was wrong in doing all sorts of things like that, or that Burger King was wrong in doing that. Or
dude, it was just cool as hell. I thought it was cool. I thought it was.
It's just fun.
Dude,
just
we need
do
to create
fun things for children.
Dude, we need to create a video game for us. The Downkirk podcast video game. It's a promotional item.
To be honest, I mean, I'm like, some people are so anti-fast food now more than they ever were. I'm gonna take my kid to McDonald's when they're a kid. You have to. You can't just like have the first time they eat McDonald's be when they're 16 when they're with their friends to be like, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what?
Dude, we used to hang out at McDonald's, but that's kind of like the hangout spot, like in this area. Like, I remember there's this like meme that I saw that was like, people who live in Johnson County always be like, if someone's like, hey dude, like, you know, I'm here to stay for a little, you know, a couple of days. Like, you got a good hangout spot? They're like, yeah, dude, let me take you to the hottest spot, right? It was always like the McDonald's parking lot.
It was literally, for those of you who've never lived in Olathe, the McDonald's parking lot on Black Bob and 151st was like 1950s Soshas and greasers, like people with like switchblade combs and like Kawasaki's, like acting out how cool they were while they were eating nuggets and stuff. It was the crazy, like people like skidding tires in the McDonald's parking lot.
Yeah, people doing like
there's more people
and, like,
outside than there was in.
Yeah, dude,
by far.
Dude, the McDonald's parking lot, even still, dude, because I still drive by it. I still see it late at night, dude. It's still bumping. Like kids, like high schoolers still go there, dude. That's for some reason that's like the hangout spot. And even I remember even in like when we'd hang out in Leawood with Mitchell, Kyle, and Evan, dude, that McDonald's was bumping too. I mean, it wasn't like that where they're blocking cars, but it was like bumping inside. Remember one time we went in there, me and you, and there was like the cops were being called on them, on these other kids, not on us. But yeah, dude,
know, right?
It's just it's the hangout spot for some reason. Like, I don't know why.
When I lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina, there was a Circle K that had a McDonald's attached to it. And it had like a big sweeping parking lot around it with pumps and everything. That gas station / McDonald's was the hangout spot for Jacksonville, North Carolina, for sure. Like,
dude,
Marines with their Kawasaki's and their little crotch rockets and go on
Dude.
dry. And then, like 10 of them would pull in at once. You know?
Dude, is that where you took me when you asked that cashier on a date? Do you remember that? Didn't you drop me off at McDonald's?
I don't remember that being in Jacksonville, though, for some reason.
Yeah, dude, remember you walked over and you asked that cashier where you were gonna like, you asked her out on a date or something, and we thought you were gonna get breakfast with her, right? Which, you know, but
we thought a lot of things when we were single.
No. But I mean,
No.
do you remember with every plan we had?
I don't
we were
remember
always,
that for some reason.
Yeah, dude, remember you asked this girl who worked at the gas station, right? And she was gonna get out, like it was like right towards the end of her shift.
Oh no, that was the gas station on the other side of town. But yeah,
Okay.
that was, yeah. And then I found out she wasn't Christian, and I wasn't interested in her anymore, which I should have just done that at the beginning. But
yeah, I told you that, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny to me how like me and you always get so ahead of ourselves. Like I'm like, oh, dude, you're gonna look, dude, drop me off. We always make the most.
she was
intricate
way
plans.
too pretty to be working at a gas station. She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like you never see like good-looking girls doing like crap jobs. Like it's
Well,
very rare. Like
It
you know what I
depends.
mean?
Yeah,
It's very rare.
it depends
see
though,
that.
because I have seen some. I think like Quiktrip here, they pay them really well.
But people view Quick. I was telling Kaylee about that. How people view Quiktrip as like a career, whereas
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in other parts of the country, to say, "Oh, I work at a gas station called Quiktrip," like you're a loser. Like you know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
like I was telling my friend, I was telling Kaylee about that. I was like, "Oh, I was talking about a friend." I was like, "Oh man, he was doing pretty good in life. Yeah, last I checked, he was like a manager at Quiktrip." Oh, and she's like, "Quiktrip? Like that doesn't sound good." I'm like, "No, that's a good job." You don't realize, like,
Yeah,
I was trying to
yeah.
explain to her, like, you don't realize how good of a gig people had such a supremacy towards Quiktrip. Like, people would
Yeah.
only go to Quiktrip. That's the
Dude, that
only
was
gas
Brock.
station they would ever
That
go
was
to.
Brock. Brock would do that. Brock told me he'd only go to Quiktrip.
People are like that here with Maverick. Maverick is a gas station chain that is almost identical to Quiktrip. They even wear red shirts, just like Quiktrip. And they have a kitchen. You know, Quiktrip has a kitchen.
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
a kitchen. They do everything the same, and it's just, you know what it is? It's just a gas station that doesn't suck. It's just,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
our gas station is not going to suck. And oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Like, that's literally what Quiktrip was. Like, hey, we're going to have a bathroom that has more than one toilet in the entire bathroom. And
Yeah.
it's not going to just be one toilet for both genders in the entire gas station that you have to get a key to walk outside to.
Yeah.
And we're not going to have, like, it's not going to just going to be like smokers and degenerates and like, you know, like
We're gonna-
dirty
yeah.
floors,
We're gonna have a
old
gas
roller
station.
items.
We're gonna have a gas station that actually makes the food decently fresh,
Like if you can order a pizza and you can get it right there.
right there. Boom.
Like, and you get an ice cream cone. Their ice cream cones were so good.
Dude,
I couldn't believe it.
their ice cream cones are great, dude. But do you remember that one time we went to that Quiktrip by Jack in the Box, and that girl was like, I was like, "What's on the rollers today?" And she was like, "What are always on the rollers? What do you think?"
She
And we
was
were like-
being. No, we tried to explain that to your girl, to Kayla, and she's like, "You guys are overreacting." I'm like, "If you were there, we were
Dude,
both like, if
she-
you were there,
Yeah,
you would have,
dude,
you would have."
She was like, the way she talked to us was just so like, "What do you think, idiot?" Like, I mean that, like, it wasn't that, like, but it was a step below that, right? Like, it was right, like, she was gonna explode with that if I asked her another question. Dude, could you imagine
Yeah.
if I was like, okay, but what's usually on them? No, like, I know, like, what's usually on them's on them right now, but like, what is usually on them? But like, what's
Yeah.
that? What? No, but like, what's that thing? Dude, she would have gone off, dude. She was not having a good day.
Yeah, so they just catch people at the worst possible moment or time. You know?
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like-
It was. It's funny to me though too because you're right. Quiktrip is such a good job. Like really, it is. Like Quiktrip's like a career job.
I know people love it. They like I you know they have the little badges that say what
Yeah.
year you started working there. There was a dude. I'm not joking. In 2015, when me and my dad used to go to this Quiktrip, it was the one on 151st near the Garmin Center. You know the Garmin
Yeah.
building, and it said since 1999. That's what it said. He's
What?
been working for Quiktrip for 16 years.
Since
16 years.
1990. How old was he?
He was like in his 40s.
Wow.
He was this big Asian dude with like a bald head and a goatee. Yeah.
Dude, that
And,
is crazy, dude. Wait, you said
and
something.
I forgot his name. His name was like Steve or something. We'd be like, hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Dude, how long do you think the longest person's been working at the original pizza? You think any of them have been working since it was in the Great Mall?
That would be pretty crazy. There was this one Hispanic dude that worked there for 5 years at least.
Wow.
At the one when it was in the Great Mall. So I mean that's a long time because that's a slow job. That's not like oh man, we sold so many pizzas, like it went by so fast. That's like, no, we sold a slice an hour, and I want to kill myself. Like that's the kind of job it was. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no drive-through. Like at least like with Wendy's or Freddy's or Burger King, like it's fast-paced, stuff's flying in and out. Like it's not like, you know what I mean? Like that's a job.
Well,
that, like, you know,
dude,
8 hours goes by in a week.
I always tell people they schedule you for like 6 hours at a fast food place because the first 3, depending on which 3 they are gonna suck. They're like, you're gonna contemplate quitting, you're gonna cry, right? Like you're gonna seriously question a lot of things. The last 3, you just have to clean up all the mess that you made during the first 3.
You get a free meal on your first day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
they didn't give me any discount at the gas station when I worked. I just quit there because I'm at a pest control job now. But by the way, I added to my name tag collection. Do you want me to show the audience my name tag collection?
That'd be dope.
Or would that
no,
be?
Let's do it.
Is that
let's
lame?
do it.
Okay.
No, let's do it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'll just wait here. We'll cut this out.
Okay. All right. These are of all the jobs.
Wait, real quick. Just say it. Okay, we're back. You know, you're like, okay, look, these are.
Okay, we're back. So these are all of the jobs that I had a name tag at, and I kept them all.
All right.
My first job ever, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Ethan. And then while I was working at Wendy's, I got a second job at Golden Corral. That's a nice thick one.
Was that your least favorite job?
Least favorite job, other than that one temp job, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Price chopper, which I had it printed on there. Ethan D. Sacker, which is actually a position that doesn't exist anymore. Because
wow, look at you.
Yeah. And then
hold on.
My most recent one.
Ethan D. Sacker?
Sacker, yeah, I just said that. I'm a sacker.
No.
I was a sacker.
That's just a funny
groceries.
term. That's just a funny term. What do you? I sack. Yeah, I sack.
You
got like gloves on.
Fantastic, friends.
I sack for a living.
I sack. That's
not
what
the same
I
way
sack.
that Aaron Donald does, but
I sack in my own ways. Me and Aaron Donald's got a lot in common. We'll sack.
And then Top Stop, which is the name of the convenience store that was attached to the Chevron that I just got done working at. And that one says Ethan
cool.
D, because there's actually another guy there named Ethan Nelson. So I put Ethan D on mine.
Dude, have you run into that issue? I've only known a couple, like 3 Ethans in my whole life. 4 Ethans.
Well, there's one other Ethan that we went to high school with. It's spelled E-T-H-E-N, and because he's gay and stupid. And then there was, that's mean. And then there was, like, the one I just worked with. And then, like, every now and then I'd run into someone who was, like, they'd call their child's name and it was Ethan or something like that. You know, like, oh, Ethan or something. But it was never, like Kaylee said that before I came to Ephraim, there was a guy who worked at the coffee shop here whose name was Ethan.
But I mean, you don't run into them like you run into like.
I've given up on thinking that it's a unique name anymore, though, because so many people are naming their kid Ethan. Like
Ethan's a lower.
There's so many children named Ethan right now. Like in 2013, it was the #1 name in the country.
Ethan.
Yeah, so there's like a ton of 10-year-olds running around right now named Ethan.
Dude, what about Robert? Robert was the #1 name in 1950s.
Dude, Robert is still way more common than Ethan. There's way more Roberts out there. It's like William. You know what
Robert
I mean?
is not. I'm telling you, dude. I've only met. Okay, I met like
I'm like young Roberts
20.
maybe, but
Yeah, I met like 20.
I'm saying
Roberts,
out there in the world. There's
Yeah,
Robert
I've met
Downey
maybe 20
Jr.,
Roberts in my
Robert
life.
Duvall,
Okay,
you know,
dude.
R.
But
Kelly.
that's not,
His real name is Robert.
dude.
You know,
you can't. Come on,
Bobby Kelly.
Dude, no, stop. Roberts. No, we deny R. Kelly admission to Robert.
I'm
He's
counting
not a
all
Robert.
of the Bobs and Bobbies as well.
He's not
all
a
the
Robert.
Bobs
We
and
don't know. For former record, we do not count R. Kelly. We deny him access into the Robert Club.
Real quick, the one thing that I do want to say, I've wanted to do this. Tell me what you think of this idea, right? I've wanted to do this since I was a child. I've never done it yet. I might do it when I'm in Chicago. I wanted to start a club of people that just have the same name as you and have a convention of people with the same name. And you
That'd be
have
cool.
everyone who goes to the convention has to have that name.
What about
And so,
a guy
like-
taking his kids to though? What if he or his
Gotta
wife?
name them all those names. He's got to marry. If you're Robert, you got to marry another Robert. I don't know. Sorry, she's got to change her name. No, I'm just joking. No, but like they can have guests, but we have one person in their party has to
Yeah.
have that name. And I wanted to create a Facebook page where we where we talk about different people with that name, and we discuss naming our children that name, and it would be the Council of the Ethans. That's what we call it. Council.
Ooh,
of the
dude, I was thinking the tribe of Roberts.
Who tribe? I don't know. Tribe. Some people don't like things in terms of tribes. They have like negative connotations for that sometimes.
What? Tribes are cool.
Tribes are. I think they're cool, but I'm saying not everyone might think they're
What?
cool.
What? Name a negative tribe.
I don't know. The tribe of Dan. They didn't. They're not around anymore.
Okay, but like that's like what? That's like one. Come on, dude. You're giving me like. Okay, but other tribes in that tribe were good. There are 11 other tribes.
All of the extinct tribes that don't exist anymore because they died.
Well, that's not
from
a
North
okay.
America.
But what about Oldsmobile? That's not a negative thing because it doesn't exist anymore,
That's true.
right? So okay, dude. Okay, what's another word for tribe though? What's a better one? Because council's pretty good. Tribe,
The council, the committee.
the committee of Roberts.
That's not as cool though. That sounds like the women's group committee, the church committee. I don't know. Just sounds like kind of lame.
The
You know what I mean?
allegiance, the
committee.
Robert allegiance.
The quorum. It's got to be something with an R. The round
Dude,
table of Roberts.
Dude, I got it, dude. What if
The
we got-
Robert round
dude,
table.
That'd be cool, dude. What about the murder of Roberts? Because ravens, like a group of ravens, is called the murder. It's called the murder. Dude, we're a murder of Roberts. We're a herd of Roberts.
That's cool.
The herd of
That's
Roberts.
funny. The herd of Roberts. Yeah.
Look,
so-
there's a wild Robert over yonder.
One of these days, when I move to Chicago, and that's where I'm going to live for a while, I want to start a Facebook page called the Council of Ethans, and then we're going to have a meeting once a year, a big meeting where all the Ethans get together, and we all wear name tags that already say the name Ethan printed on them. You know what I mean?
You have to fill out the last
And
name. Hi, my name is
yeah,
Ethan,
you have to
and
fill
then
out the last name.
name.
Well, we'd only be able to refer to ourselves as Ethan, or not as Ethan, but as like our last name, like hey Hamilton,
Hey, Downey.
hey
Yeah.
hey Johnson. You know what I mean?
Hey, Downey.
Because there'd be too many Ethans.
Dude, you'd say hey Johnson, and 5 of them would be like, yeah.
Yeah, there's too many Ethan Johnsons. There's too many. Probably even more for Robert Johnson. Probably be insane.
Robert Johnson, Bob Johnson. Dude, what if we all call their names? Okay, what if for Bob or Robert they did like Bob, Bobby, Bob, Bobbert, Rob, Robbie.
Dude, no one
Ro-
goes by Bobbert. Bobbert's insane.
I would take Bobbert. I would take
Or
Bobbert.
Rob or Robbie. It's funny how different
Roby.
Rob is from Bobby.
Dude, I'll go by Roby.
Or Bert. They could just go Bert.
Bert, yeah,
Just-
Bert. Hey, Bert.
Yeah.
Dude, Roby. I'm going by Roby. I've claimed Roby for all those.
Dude,
Robert's
if your
out there.
nickname is Bert, it could either be Albert or Robert or Bertram. Bertram. That's such a funny name. I don't know why.
Dude, I like the name Archie, but I don't like the name Archibald.
Archibald.
that's-
yeah.
Archibald's a
I
bit-
really like. So I've been telling my wife this. I really want one of our kids to be named Eliezer, because Eliezer is the name of one of my ancestors, and it's a biblical name. It was the
Yeah,
son
dude.
of Aaron.
Dude.
You know, Aaron was the high priest of Israel. He was the first
Yeah.
one. After him was his son Eliezer. So, and he was like the high priest when Joshua was like slaying nations in the land of Canaan.
That's pretty cool, dude. What if you called them Laser? That was his nickname. Eliezer.
Laser and Blazer, like in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
This is Blazer.
Dude, Eliezer, the Laser down.
They got all kinds of Azers.
Dude,
Do you think that there was an actual set of twins, or do you think that was one guy playing both parts?
Both guys.
Do you think it was two people?
One person.
Oh, okay.
Although I know that, like they said in for the movie Monty Python, they said they actually had to get one guy with one leg because it was going to be too difficult. They didn't have the budget for like the special effects. You know that scene where it's like Timmy Scratch? Yeah, they had to find an amputee for the one leg part.
Well, do you know that they did that for the Saving Private Ryan? Like the scene, they found actual amputees to play like some of the like the leg missing or arm missing. Yeah, but it was people that like lost an arm from like a car accident or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Dude, what if they had an actual amputee? They're like, hey, can we borrow your amputated arm? Like, can we just? Do you mind?
I would definitely love to keep the bone. I mean, why not? Like,
well, dude, there's a guy who got his foot cut off, or like up to his like right above his knee, and he actually ate his foot. Like he had a couple friends over and they ate it together.
Okay.
No, he did. They did.
I'm sure that that's happened before, but I mean,
recently, I'm saying it's a fact. Also, by the way, dude, if you get your leg cut off, would you invite me over? Hey, would you invite me over? Would I be like, okay, say you have like 5 friends who can eat this leg. Yeah, 5 friends who can eat off your leg. Which 5 friends do you invite? I'm inviting you.
It is an interesting thing because that's your only opportunity to taste human meat, like legally.
Yeah. I am definitely
I don't know if you knew that
you
could get sick. You'd get really sick from eating human meat. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm sure. Okay, well, dude, I'm gonna pay somebody to cook it. Okay, this is my one chance to eat it. I'm not gonna go over there and cook it myself.
No. The fact that an organism can eat something that's also his own self, like his same. It's like the thing. That's what happened with a mad cow disease. Like they got mad cow because it was cows being fed beef. You know, they were.
Yeah.
And so they say that like, and when cannibals ate like other humans in like Africa and in South America and stuff, they got these like weird diseases that like,
dude,
no, you know what I mean?
You're avoiding the question though. Which 5 friends are you inviting? I'm gonna invite one friend that I know isn't gonna
eat my leg.
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing.
Brock would be hilarious to see if he would do it.
Who would? Brock? Yeah,
Brock.
Dude, I'm gonna invite somebody I know that I'm gonna have to peer pressure into it. I'd be like, dude, come on, it's my leg.
I don't think Brock would do it even if we peer pressured him into doing it.
I
think we could. What if we peer pressured into it, and then he took the first bite, and we were like, "Oh man, you're a cannibal!" And then none of us did anything after that. We were all just like, "I can't believe you did that!" Like, and he's like, "What the hell? Like, what's wrong with you guys?"
Here's what I would do. I would get it to where everybody would think it's my leg, but it wouldn't actually be my leg. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just messing with them the whole time.
You put pork up there because I heard that we taste like pork. We're like,
well, I feel like beef would probably be closer, like in terms of cut.
Well, the people used to in Africa, they called us long pigs because we tasted a lot like meat.
Well,
for real.
I'm not saying we didn't taste like. Okay, but here's the thing, though. Here's the issue with that idea, right? Nobody knows what we taste like because everybody I'm inviting has never tasted human flesh, right? So I'm saying I could put up any meat as long as it looks like human meat, we'll be good.
Well, it's definitely red. We're definitely red meat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, okay, yeah. So you can't put up chicken. Right, but I'm saying like, a couple other things you could put up like beef, pork,
venison.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm not gonna put up venison. Okay.
Deer.
Hold up, dude. I'm not gonna. No, I'm just not gonna waste venison on my friends like that for the joke.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying venison is different enough from beef and pork that they might not. They might be like,
well, venison is delicious, dude. Venison is great. Venison's probably my favorite.
I've always wanted to have it, but I don't think. I think Texas is only one of the only states where you can like commercially
sell it.
Because I don't think I can go to the store and just buy beef from.
That's
Walmart
true, yeah.
Or buy a deer. I mean,
dude, what if I did lamb? Lamb's different enough tasting wise that they might think it's actually. Venison would work.
Lamb
though,
is
in terms
so
of taste.
Lamb. The only problem with lamb is so distinctly lamb.
Yeah,
you know it's lamb.
Yeah, dude. So I'd probably
we should move into the.
Oh yeah,
venison.
Move into that.
We should move into the hidden gem segment.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go first.
Not to cut you off.
No, yeah, for sure. I was just gonna say venison's weird enough to where like I think it would actually trick people because a lot of people haven't tried venison.
Okay.
But yeah, for hidden gems, do you have one this week that you'd like to share first, or?
Let me see.
You gonna pick ants?
I'm gonna look at my list.
You're gonna pick ants and make an argument why it's
Ants, which came out the same year as Bug's Life, and was like that's like one of those most notorious like, what's it called, like copy movies, like where they copied another movie.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I don't think they did copy each other. It just happened to come out the same year. Because it was DreamWorks who did it. Remember?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know why they'd make two of the same, like, really similar movies in the same year.
Well, I mean, that happens all the time, though, right? Like, if a superhero movie came out, you're not like, oh, they copied that movie. But, yeah, okay, so I'm going to say my favorite, or the pick that I have this week is Dark City, actually. Since I mentioned it earlier and you said you hadn't seen it. It's a really good... it's
okay.
like... It's before The Matrix. It got released before The Matrix, but it's kind of similar story to The Matrix. But I think it has better, like, atmosphere... Not better action, obviously, but I think it has really good action, and I think it has a really good story. Also, it's the reason why I'm obsessed with automats and why I want to go to an automat at some point in my life.
Oh, so, dude. Yeah, they have those in New York.
Yeah. They're starting to come back. They have some, like, companies that have tried to bring them back.
Problem is, it's really similar to a vending machine, like just a food vending machine.
But with fresh
That's
food.
The problem.
And significantly harder to update and stock. Dude, that pizza.
So you're saying it would necessitate. So like you're saying, all right, would you consider it an automat if it was a machine that, just like an automat, you pay for the compartments, and then it was attached to the wall, and on the other side of the wall was a whole kitchen of people making stuff, but there was no chairs, there was no place to eat.
No, it has to.
It was just in a building.
No, it has to have it. It has to have the chair place. That's like the part.
It has to have an establishment around it.
Yeah. It has to have the diner part.
Okay.
That's what makes it right. Like it makes it an automat, for me at least.
My hidden gem would have to be Killdozer, 1974, which is just so painful to watch. It's actually worse than you think it's going to be. But it is funny, like the novelty of it. You know what I mean? Which will be forever linked to the documentary Tread about the 2000, I think it was in 2003 or 2004, where a guy like bulldozed his entire town in Colorado.
Wow, he actually did too. Go ahead.
Did you ever hear about that?
No, I didn't. I was gonna say I heard though in the 90s there was like somehow like a guy on cocaine or something got a hold of a tank in LA and just drove it around. And I'm like, I don't know, like that's
pretty sure we were living in a cartel, right?
No. It was like a normal guy. Like he was like, I think he had worked at it was like a military place, right? I think he had worked in the military place and he had snuck in while he was high on coke and he had gotten a tank and he drove it around. And I remember thinking like, God, dude, that's like one of those things where you think about it and you're like, just get out of the way. Like, don't like wait till he's just like crashes or something. Like you're not going to.
Well, the best thing you could do is try to stop the tracks. Kind of like stop, jam something. That's what I tried to do in Tread. He tried to like bulldoze the whole town, and they tried to like stick metal rods into the treads to try to like stop it, and they couldn't do it. But
what I mean is you're not gonna blow the guy up, right? Because I'm saying he's in a tank for one, and also the damage it would do to civilians is ridiculous. You know,
you could set a landmine out and then just clear the area, and then have it blow his tank, like make it to where he's a dead tank. You know, what I mean, he can still shoot, but he can't like go anywhere.
He can still shoot, dude. That's horrifying. It's a tank. You said that like he wasn't firing it off from a tank.
Hey, sorry about that brief interruption. Luckily, it happened just at the end. I just want to come back, just say goodbye, and follow us on Facebook and on TikTok now. What's our TikTok handle? Is it just Downkirk?
Yeah, it's the Downkirk podcast, yeah.
Okay, TikTok, and obviously our YouTube page, and on Spotify. Please check us out. So, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. That would help us out. And share the video. If you could share a video or share the podcast in any capacity to someone, that would help us out.
That would really help us out, a lot. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Email us at downkirk7@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any suggestions, anything you want us to talk about. We can totally dive in. Any questions answered or hypotheticals, like what ifs.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Like, would you rather, stuff like that. It's always fun to do. So
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so
Bye.
much. See you guys.